talked you
exciting.
into it. I don't know if we just
Vikings
talked you
jersey
into
back
this,
there.
but I like it, bro. I like it. If
Now
I'm
that you're
you,
saying that,
I'm
dude, it's
probably
exciting. It's actually kind of exciting. I'm kind of high, jumping on the Kyler Murray train a little bit. So
You started watching them
I don't mind.
Oklahoma
I don't.
highlights.
I don't mind. I don't mind Kyler Murray
yes,
to the
I
Minnesota
was
Vikings.
watching. I was watching the
His Heisman year.
yeah, dude, his college highlights, dude. I'm all hell yeah, dude. Let's bring this guy in. But I was watching, some clips with him and DeAndre Hopkins, and with what he did with DeAndre Hopkins, he threw 17 touchdowns to DeAndre Hopkins, only 3 interceptions when targeting DeAndre Hopkins. So I see that, and now you have that in Minnesota with Justin Jefferson in his prime, Jordan Addison. We restructured TJ Hawkinson, so he's going to have some weapons. It's just I just don't see the fit with what McVay, Kevin O'Connell. They run a similar kind of offense. You see like a traditional kind of quarterback. I feel like in that type of system, and Kyler Murray's not that
You know
guy.
what though? He's not that guy, but how much of that is because, like, how much pushback can we give on the fact that maybe like Cliff Kingsbury isn't as good as people make him out to be? I mean, like, you go see, like, we saw him that one year, like, he goes over with Kyler Murray, they have that successful season, and then after that, it just falls apart, right? Same thing with Jaden Daniels. It's like he's a product of, like remember Chip Kelly? It's like once the league kind of figured out that you're going to use this guy as a complete mobile quarterback, like then we're going to just force him to stay in the pocket. I think with KOC, they're going to use him in the pocket more and create space for him. And then his legs are going to be the last option, I think. I think that's going to favor Kyler Murray, and it's going to help him down. It's going to help him down the season, bro. Like, this guy is so small already, and he's taking all these hits throughout the season. That's why, like, if we've noticed, Arizona always starts off hot, and then they just fall apart in the back end of the season. But you got this small ass
Call of Duty
quarterback
comes out
that's getting banged out, bro.
Yeah, and pause. Yeah, pause on that one, dude. That's a worthy pause. But yeah, dude. No, I think you're right. But you're giving a lot of credit to Kevin O'Connell, and we saw that this past year. He was really stubborn when it came to, okay, I got JJ McCarthy, a rookie quarterback coming in who never really had that prolific passing style resume in his past in Michigan and all that stuff, and he was having a hard time adapting the offense to help McCarthy. So you're being really optimistic when it comes to Kevin O'Connell. Like, Kevin O'Connell likes to run his offense a certain way.
But how much of that is like, JB? How much of that is just like, bro? All right, like, I mean, the amount of pressure that was on him and the GM to make JJ McCarthy be something. Like, he was just like, screw it, we're gonna do everything we got. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's what I feel like happened to KOC. And now I think that them firing the GM, it kind of resets everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It resets it for KOC. Like, he's got his job for the next couple of years. And now you're going to be able to not only develop what we are hoping JJ McCarthy is going to be, but if you bring in someone like Kyler, like, the guy is obvious. I mean, the guy's talented. He's been in the league this long. He has won.
He's always been a pretty accurate quarterback too. That's one of the things I will say. He's been a pretty accurate guy. Yeah, like for being such a little dude, he can sling it pretty well.
It's just staying healthy.
I it's worth it for 1.3, a vet minimum contract. It's definitely worth it. Speaking of the Vikings, since we're already on the topic, they were negative 44, I think, million in the cap space. They restructured a couple guys. Now they're 30 million above the cap. So they're expected to make some decent moves. I would expect one of those moves to be a running back. You got some guys you got Kenneth Walker, you got Travis Etienne, a couple guys that we got our radar on for. And another interesting thing too is that Jonathan Grenard, All-Pro from 2 years ago, he's on the trading block. Like, they're open to trading him. And there's been interest from the Patriots. There's been interest from the Philadelphia Eagles. So, and the word is that the Vikings are wanting a first-round pick for that, supposedly. So I don't know.
Would you take Jalen Carter? Because I hear that the Eagles.
I saw that. Yeah.
Carter.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with Jalen Carter, because his stock is so high. The Vikings would actually have to give up more than just Jonathan Grenard, and they're thinking a first-round pick as well to match with Grenard, go to Philly, and then Vikings get Jalen Carter. But I don't know how much I like that. I think we could get something else with a little bit, less
Yeah,
of giving up.
you can't give up your first round pick this year.
I don't
There's no
think
way.
so.
It's too
I don't
low.
think we can.
It's too low.
No.
I would understand if you gave up
Mhm.
like next year's first round pick, but this one, no way. There's
Yeah.
no way. It's too low. It's
I
too
don't think.
low.
Yeah,
It's
I
too
don't think
valuable.
it's
The
worth
Eagles
it.
would just re-up on somebody nasty.
Oh, dude, it would be crazy.
There's going to be some moves going on for sure. So, but yeah, that's kind of what my little rundown on the Vikings, real quick, before we.
I like,
move on.
bro. I mean, I like Kyler Murray to the Vikings. I love it.
I do too.
I
I
wanted him
think
as a
I
Steeler,
really
to
do.
be honest.
You got Jetta and Jordan Addison and what's y'all's tight end?
Hawkinson.
Hawkinson. Like, come on, bro.
That's
Give me the
fair.
Vikings to lead that division,
That's
bro.
a fun. That
You
seems
put
like a
Kyler
fun
Murray
team.
against Jordan Love. I don't think that's a far off battle, to be honest.
I don't know. Yeah, if we were looking at this like 2-3 years ago, I don't think so either. I think Kyler Murray was in that Jordan Love kind of conversation. To be honest, like that's where I have Kyler. Like I'm not too high on Jordan Love. Like I think he's a fringe top 10, maybe top 12 to 15, something like that. I would put Kyler around that. Obviously before this past couple years of that all that stuff.
Mhm.
But you remember at the beginning of this year, the Cardinals were 2-0. And they were going against the 49ers in that week 3 game. And Marvin Harrison was dropping passes. Their running backs were dropping passes. Then he got hurt. So, I mean, Kyler, it's not like, the Cardinals were 2-0 before he got hurt.
There was a
Who
year
knows
they
what would have
started
happened?
10-0, remember? There was a year they won like 10 straight games with him.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like they had some good years. They just
back.
fizzled out at
He's good
the end.
until Call of Duty hits, I swear. Like, that's an actual stat. Once it
So-
hits November, it's just like he doesn't
Dude.
care anymore.
I know, dude.
I think
that might be it.
But honestly,
But he's got the chip.
That's funny. The only reason
chip
that's
on the shoulder.
that's gonna be a running joke for the rest of his life, because the fact that they had to put that in his actual contract clause, like the joke is deserving, because they had to they put that in his goddamn contract. That's crazy. But
He's still young.
I do think fatigue kind of kicks in on him just a little bit. I'm hyped, JB. I think adding Kyler Murray will benefit this team, and I think we're going to end up having the argument on whether this team is going to end up winning that division if Kyler Murray does.
I think
come
so.
to play
Yeah.
for the Minnesota
You're
Vikings.
gonna
I don't know if
have
we
number
talked you
one-
into it. I don't know if we just
Vikings
talked you
jersey
into
back
this,
there.
but I like it, bro. I like it. If
Now
I'm
that you're
you,
saying that,
I'm
dude,
probably-
it's exciting. It's actually kind of exciting. I think if Kevin O'Connell actually, like, we're gonna see a lot. Like Kevin O'Connell, his seat is warm. Like, let's not forget, like, his seat is warm, and he's got to make some moves. So I think he's got to maybe drop his ego just a little bit, make the offense not only successful into, rearrange it into Kyler Murray's kind of offense a little bit, but you got to make it sustaining. It's got to sustain throughout the entire year. Don't use Kyler like how the Cardinals used him, kind of ran him into the dirt towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Everything fizzled out. You want to keep this stuff going till December, January, so I think you need a good running game. Tyler Lindenbaum is another high free agent that I know the Vikings have discussed, because Ryan Kelly, he retired. We don't have a center at all. So that's a guy on the radar for the Vikings. And there's a couple other names too. So I think you got to solidify the offensive line. We get a healthy Christian Darrisaw back this year. So, and our line was not terrible last year, but there's a few things that we got to do to help solidify that offense. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of this is going to be what KOC makes of it. He's got to let go of his ego maybe a little bit. He's got to make the offense. He's got to tool the offense into the strengths of Kyler Murray and the rest of this team. So the defense, I think, is still going to be there. I think the defense is still going to be there. We're going to be hanging around top 5, top 10. I'm not worried about that. So Kyler Murray makes this team interesting.
The greatest thing that could have happened to the Minnesota Vikings this offseason so far is the fact that they were able to bring back Brian Flores as their defensive coordinator.